We have completed Create This Book 2, and now we are on to Create This Book 1 by me and Moriah Elizabeth. This is episode 1, and I'm very excited. I know what you're thinking, so soon, but yes. Like and subscribe to stay updated, and let's get right into it. Just in case you're new here, here is a little update. I recently finished the Create This Book 2, and now I'm going to be doing the Create This Book 1, and so it's a little bit backwards, but I'm very excited. Of course, we're starting off by decorating the cover, and I'm going to use Posca pens again since they worked so well on the first book. As I started coloring the book, my little cat jumped up on the desk, so I told him,
Cheech? No.
Now we can get back to working on the front cover. I decided to go with blue on this one, but this time I wanted to go with a dark blue, and I still want to stick with the same theme as the first book. It was inspired by kind of a quote and encouragement that the sky is the limit. I don't want to limit myself with what I can create in this book, so I was kind of going along with the same theme for this one. So at first I was coloring everything in, and I made a couple of mistakes here and there, which kind of encouraged some ideas. So my idea was to try and kind of blend out over this word here, like over these little letters, to try and make them visible, but also colored in, and it got pretty messy. I then tried to go in with a paintbrush and blend everything out, and it was a mistake, so I quickly ran, got a Q-tip, tried to blend it out, but it kind of like stained the front cover. So I tried to turn things into clouds to make it look a little more seamless, and this actually ended up working pretty well, and I'm glad I was able to just kind of roll with the punches and think on my feet. For the second book, see, that's going to get a little confusing, but for the second Create This Book, I left a lot of the front page blank, and I wanted to change that up a little bit, so I tried to add a lot more color to this one. So now I'm going in with this dreamy pastel purple Posca and going around the complete edges of everything just to add a little more color. Here I go in with this erase fixer, thankful for this, and I went ahead and filled in the little mistakes I made, and now I'm going in for the pencil. I put on this color here, and I was shocked. I thought it was light yellow, and it is light yellow orange, like the orange is separate, so that threw me for a little loop, but I just blended it out and everything was a-okay. Really liked the addition of the purple to the cover, so I felt like, why not add a little more colors? So I went in with this little coral pink color and added that to the bottom little paint splotch, or in this case a pencil writing to the bottom of the book, and I went in with a deep purple to add in some dimension around the Create This Book outline and around the cover, just to make it look like it was kind of popping off of the page a little bit more. And then after this, it was time to move on to some of the finer details. So I used this hot pink to add in some little lines. Here is the first book, and I added little stars and stuff, and I really like this, but I think I can do it better, especially if I use a sparkly gel pen. So I went in with this gold sparkly gel pen and added in a whole bunch of celestial type of things like moons, stars, little suns, and a lot of shiny little details. So I just added these all over the book to really go with that sky effect that I was going for and to make it look dreamy. I think that was the key word that was going through my head, was how can I make this cover look as dreamy and magical as possible, and of course a gold gel pen was the answer. So I went ahead and put that basically all over the page, and I thought, I've started this rabbit hole and now I need to just keep going. So I kept going with the gel pens. This time I went in with purple and added stars all around the front cover, but only on the right and left side of the cover, not all the way around, just because I felt like that would be a little more intentional. And then I wrote the little quote that I wrote on the first one as well, or the second one, which is "the sky is the limit." So just a little reminder to push myself the best that I can. And then I went in with another white gel pen to add in some white little details and make everything stand out and pop just the perfect amount. At this point, I was really liking how it was looking, but I decided to try and make the Moriah Elizabeth and me part a little bit more bold since it was quite covered up with the blue, and after this, it was completed. So here is the complete front cover of my Create This Book 1, and I love it. It is so sparkly and dreamy, and I think just gel pens are seriously the best. They just make everything so magical and so beautiful, so I'm really happy with this. Here's a little comparison. There's the Create This Book 2, and here's the first one. We're not comparing them. I want everything in this to not be compared to the first or the second book. But anyway, now I'm going inside and working on the front cover. So obviously I'm writing my name, and now I'm taking a look at this page. The first thing I saw was to fill in this empty box, so I decided to decorate it in a way that matched the front cover. So I wrote the word create, which is just clearly not in the center of that box literally at all, but I tried to make that look a little bit intentional by filling the whole thing with purple and then going in with the same celestial type of decorations that we went in with the cover. So then I kind of just used gel pens because those literally fix and make everything great, and then I went ahead and added in all of those star and moon shapes that I added on the front cover with gold just to really solidify everything. So this is already proving to be very confusing because I did the second book first, so it's the first book that I did, but this is the first Create This book. So let me know if you have any tips on how to distinctify these things. But here's that pretty shiny page. I read all these cute little things that are helpful, and then I read these helpful tips and tricks as well, just to freshen up on everything that I should be doing. And now I went in here. So this is different than the second book. You do this little checklist of all of these things. So I already customized the front cover, but now I need to customize this page. Something I noticed was missing from this one that I really liked in the second Create This book was a start page. So I decided to make my own start date page. That way I could keep track of when I started versus when I'm going to finish it. It's just a fun little way to keep metrics on everything and to just remind yourself of where you started and how far you've come, because when 7 months goes by again, I'll be like, wow, that was a long time ago. Anyway, now I moved on after doing that checkpoint, and I realized I didn't decorate the spine, so I decided to keep it a little bit simple, and I didn't do this with the second book, so I thought this was kind of a fun touch, but I just added some purple to match it to the front cover, and now that is complete as well. So now I have completed every single little star step to begin the Create This book by Moriah Elizabeth. I am super excited about this. Be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications bell to stay updated whenever I post a new Create This book video. This one already gave me a little bit of a mess and was a little tricky, but I've already learned a lot, and I'm so excited to see what prompts are in this video. My goal for this book is to try new things and not compare it to the second book. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what you think about this new Create This book cover, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Super excited for this. Bye guys!